Hey everyone, it's Phil K here from Nato Films. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. On my social media and just social media in general, I'm seeing a lot of people struggling with the strikes and whatnot to find work. I'm seeing a lot of people who haven't got much experience at all, who are having problems breaking into the media, TV and film and whatnot. And yeah, with the strikes going on around the world and that, it's difficult to know what to think or do. And I've been in a similar position and I wanted to share what my experience has taught me. So to keep this short and sweet, I'm going to say that phrase break into the industry. Try and come away from that for a moment and you'll see why. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. We all have our own skill sets and experiences. When I was in college, I thought I wanted to do camera work. And then after a while, I realised I want to make short little films. And then I thought, then I wanted to go into live TV, studio work. And when I had the work experience at the Jeremy Kyle show, it took me a while to actually say it to myself, but I thought, you know what, not really into the Jeremy Kyle show, don't really want to do it. Grateful for the experience, obviously the opportunity, but it taught me, that's not for me. Looks good to watch, but when you're actually there doing it, the buzz, it wasn't there inside me in the way I thought it would be. And when I film local music concerts and bands, that was more of a thrill for me. The music, it was upbeat, live and loud. You could get certain camera angles with the music, the rhythm, the pace. And then after a while again, I thought, you know what, there's got to be more of a buzz than this to this. And when I started doing helping out on other people's short horrors and just short films in general, I started to realize that, you know what, creating your own content is so damn cool. It's so cool. No one can tell you what to say or what to do with it. And yeah, obviously you're restricted by your budgets and whatnot, and if you haven't got much of a target audience to reach out for, that's another story. However, when I decided to start doing these podcasts, it wasn't because I wanted fame, it was because we all have a voice inside us. And I could hear that voice saying, get yourself on YouTube, get yourself heard, get your own stories out there, help other filmmakers, other people, etc. And when I do make these podcast videos, it's always an opportunity for me to help other people. If people stay around long enough, because I know I do rabbit on a bit, then they'll understand that the journey itself of breaking in is not what you think it's going to be. The more I've learned over the years is that it is about who you know, but it's about who you gel with, who you really get along with, who you're best pals with, and what position they have. Are they a producer? Are they a director? Are they an executive producer? Are they a camera operator? And you hear a lot of people say, no, collaborate, get together with a lot of people, have fun and that. The more you experiment with different crafts within the arts, the more you will come to learn without realizing it that the boat you want to jump into may not be the boat for you. And what made me realize that was when I was doing camera work and editing as short films. I thought, you know what, I could have directed that a lot differently, perhaps make it even better. I could have improved it. And then you think, but it's someone else's project. But then when you actually watch films and you think, oh, I would have pushed that actor or actress to do that a bit more, or perhaps wouldn't have chosen that shot, perhaps I would have chosen this shot, or wouldn't have had that music cue point where that happens, or would have delayed it possibly. And it's natural, we all start judging other people's work. But I say that's what helps us to learn where our skills and strengths are. Because I have seen that many horror films now. When I watch a horror film, my head naturally can spot the prediction, the predictable storyline, whether it's just the motions of an actor, how the scene's unfolding, the music. There's always something there, 9 times out of 10, that makes you think, oh, I know where this is going, I know where that's going. And you think, oh, this could have been done better, or nah, they should have put that there instead, or they should have put this in the storyline. And when I was doing other people's short films, I started to hear the voice in myself saying, give the actor this direction, give the actor that direction, tell this to the camera operator, tell this to the sound person. But then you have to remind yourself, oh no, hang on, I'm on someone else's project here. Obviously give a creative input, a suggestion, and if they take it, they take it. Because it's their project, obviously you don't just have a power trip over it. But then, the more you get involved, the more you'll hear the voice inside you saying, maybe you shouldn't be behind the camera. Maybe you should be behind the monitor in Video Village, watching the action and directing it. And by no means am I a experienced director. I am still learning the craft. It's a very complex craft to learn, and it takes time and patience and a lot of work. And all the experience that I've gained over the past few years has taught me I want to direct the camera operators, I want to direct the actors, I want to make sure the sound design's up to scratch, I want to make sure the editing's done, I want to make sure the visual effects are done. And when you start understanding how you actually are thinking from inside, that's when you will start to learn what positions you are actually meant for. And that's why I say to people, when you say breaking in, it's not so much about breaking in, it's about finding your own skill set that you know works for a certain position and showcasing your talent there as best you can. And then perhaps down the line, in a few months or in a few years maybe, who knows, someone will come along, spot your talent and think, you know what, let's take this person for a spin, see what they're made of. I'm going to give a very quick example, a bit off sideline here. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books, how many publishers did she go through? I can't even count them on my fingers. She kept getting rejected and she kept fighting, and then someone spotted her work and thought, let's take a chance on this. The rest is history. Now, the people who rejected her, they're probably regretting it now, but that's the whole point. A lot of people do have to take into consideration risk and rewards of any person or any project. And it just takes that one person to see your talent, to see your work and think, I want to get in contact with them, see if we gel, see how we get on, see where it goes. That is how you break in to the industry. It's not about breaking in by sending off a CV to a local camera operator's TV station or whatever, and then getting a reply back, yep, come in for an interview, yeah, I've got the job. That's not breaking in. That's just finding a job. Now, a lot of people might be saying right now, well, I'm only saying that because I haven't got in that. The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people out there do go for office-based jobs, production office jobs, runner jobs. They don't want to be out on location or out in the studios. They just want to be sat behind computer, doing all the paperwork or the phone calls. When you have a voice inside you that is sparkling, when you are in the zone, listen to what it's telling you. I did. Took me a while to understand it was there. Listen to it though, and it will guide you to what you can or could be doing, or perhaps should be doing. I tried for several years to get camera operator jobs, incredibly hard to get. I tried to get editor jobs, again, incredibly hard to get. But then I thought, you know what, I'm going to start making my own content, my own podcasts. I'm going to start directing my own short horror films. And I have learned so much more just doing that and concentration on what I know I'm good at, rather than constantly applying for jobs that I know aren't for me. People might say, but you're knocking yourself back when you say that. I know if I was to go down to the Jeremy Kyle studios now, even though they don't actually exist anymore, if I was to go down there now, I would be like, yeah, I can jump on the camera, But apart from that, I'm going to be bored after a few minutes. Why? It's not my zone. It's not for me. No disrespect to anyone else who did it or does it. That's still, if that's what, you get the buzz from, so be it. Fair play to you. But for people like me and for others out there, sometimes, as one producer said to me, your skill set, your position, your dream job, it might be Mount Everest all the way up there, and it's down to you to climb and to fight for it and to prove you can do it. Because let's be honest, the directors and the producers' roles, along with the other high senior ones, the writers, executive producers, they are so hard to get to because they are so risk and reward worthy. And if you don't know what you're doing, it will fall apart. And that's why I say to a lot of people out there, you will struggle, but there's a reason you're struggling. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It might be because you are thinking in a way you have been made to think. Whereas the more you learn as you go on with more projects, the more you will identify within yourself. I get that buzz from doing this. I thought I would get it from doing that, but I don't. I get it from doing this. And that is totally fine. There is nothing wrong with that. If you come across people who say, oh, maybe you're better off doing this or doing that, yeah, give it a try. Doesn't mean you have to stick to that path. Experiment with different, areas within the industry and see what you are good at. But most importantly, as disheartening as it can be, never give up. Never ever stop doing what you're doing. I've been told to give up hundreds of times. I've been told to stop doing what I'm doing more than I can count. And you know what? I ignored those people and look where I am today. Not many people can talk like this on a podcast to people they've never met and put it on the internet. Not many people can, give advice like this. Not many people can make their own short horror films. And when you find your unique selling point within you, mature it, develop it, advance on it, make it bigger, make it better, make a project, shut it out there, let the world see it. People will not discover you unless you allow yourself to be discovered. Always remember that. And on that note, thank you very much again for tuning in, everyone, and take it easy.